It was a cold Friday night. Heavy rain was falling everywhere. The road was almost empty. A young woman named Amara stood in front of a beautiful hotel. She looked tired after a long journey. She held her black suitcase tightly and looked up at the building. The hotel looked expensive. The lights were bright. Everywhere looked normal. But deep inside her heart, something did not feel right. She took a deep breath, then she walked toward the entrance. The glass doors opened slowly by themselves. As soon as she entered the hotel, everything became very quiet. The lamps were clean. The floor shined like a mirror. Beautiful light hung from the ceilings. Everything looks perfect, but there was something strange. There were no guests, no workers, no sound. Only one man stood behind the receptionist desk. He smiled at Amara, but it was not a friendly smile. It was a smile that made her feel uncomfortable. She slowly walked to the desk. "Good evening," the man said with a calm voice. "I have been expecting you." Amara looked surprised. She had never been to this hotel. How could he know her? Before she could ask any question, the man picked up an old brass key. The number on the key was 309. He gently placed it on the table. "For you," he said. Amara looked at the key for a few seconds. She did not know why, but she felt afraid to touch it. After a moment, she picked it up. She thanked the man. Then she walked towards the elevator. The elevator door opened immediately. She stepped inside alone. The door slowly closed. As the elevator moved up, she stared at the key in her hand. Her heart was beating faster. The elevator finally stopped. The doors opened. A long hallway stretched before her. The hallway was empty, very quiet. The only sound she could hear was her own footsteps. At the end of the hallway, she saw one door, room 309. She slowly walked towards it. She stopped in front of the door. Her hand shook as she reached for the key. For 1 second, she almost turned back, but instead, she unlocked the door. The room looked beautiful. A large bed, soft light, clean furniture. Everything looked normal. She placed her suitcase beside the bed. As she looked around, something catched her attention. There was an old black and white photograph on the bedside table. She slowly picked it up, and at that moment, everything began to change. Amara slowly turned the old photograph over. Her hands were shaking. On the back of the photograph, someone had written a message in red ink. "You should not have come here." Amara's heart began to beat faster. She quickly looked around the room. Nobody was there. The room was completely silent. She tried to convince herself maybe this is just a joke. She placed the photograph on the bed. Then she looked up. Suddenly, she saw herself in the mirror, but something was wrong. Her reflection was smiling. Amara was not smiling. She froze. She could not move. She rubbed her eyes. The reflection was still smiling. Then it suddenly raised its hand, but Amara had not moved. She screamed. She quickly turned around. Nobody was behind her. The room was empty. When she looked back at the mirror, everything was normal again. She stepped backward. Her breathing became heavy. Then an old telephone on the bedside table started ringing. Rang and rang and rang. The sound filled the room. Amara slowly walked toward it. Her hand was shaking. She picked up the phone. For a few seconds, nobody spoke. Only breathing. Slow, cold, heavy breathing. Then a quiet voice finally spoke. It said, "Leave before midnight." The line suddenly went off. Amara slowly lowered the phone. She could not believe what she had just heard. She walked toward the window. Outside, heavy rain continued to fall. The streets were almost empty. Then she noticed someone, a tall person wearing a long black coat, standing in the rain, not moving, not speaking, just staring directly at her window. Amara took one step closer. She blinked. The person was gone. There was nobody outside anymore. Only the rain. She slowly stepped away from the window. Fear was beginning to take over her mind. She whispered to herself, what is happening in this hotel? Then she noticed something strange inside the bedroom, written across the mirror in large red letter, where the words live now. Amara stood there, unable to breathe. Amara could not believe her eyes. The words on the mirror slowly disappeared. She stood there for a few seconds. Her heart was beating so fast. She gathered courage very slowly. She pushed open the bedroom door. The bedroom looked clean. The floor was dry, but one thing was strange. The shower was running by itself. Water kept falling. Tap, 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 tap. Stream filled the whole bedroom. Amala slowly walked closer. She looked at the shower curtain. Suddenly, she noticed a dark shadow behind it. Someone was running and another one was standing there. She stopped breathing. Her hand became cold. She wanted to run, but she also wanted to know who was behind the curtain. She suddenly reached out. 1, 2, 3. She pulled the curtain open. No one was there. The shower was still running. The bedroom was empty. Amara stepped backward. She whispered, this is not possible. She quickly left the bedroom. As she walked back, something catch her attention. She noticed an old leather diary under the bed. It looked very old. Dust covered the cover. She knelt down slowly, reached under the bed and pulled it out. She sat on the edge of the bed. Then she opened it. The first page made her freeze. It was a list of names. Many names. Some were crossed out, others were not. Then she reached the last name. It was her name, Amara. Her hands started shaking. Who wrote my name? She quickly stood up. She rushed to the hotel room door. She grabbed the handle. She opened it. Nothing. She pulled harder. Still nothing. The door would not open. She began. She backed on it. Help! Somebody help me. No answer. Only silence. Then she noticed something. A dark shadow slowly moved under the door. Someone was standing outside, very close. But whoever it was never knocked, never spoke, never moved. Amara covered her mouth. She did not even dare to breathe. She knew one thing. She was no longer a guest in the hotel. She was trapped. Amara stood quietly. She waited. Maybe the person outside would say something. 1 minute passed, nothing. Slowly she bent down and looked through the peeped hole. The hallway was empty. There was nobody there. Her heart skipped a bit. If nobody is outside, then whose shadow did I see? Before she could understand, a small piece of paper slowly slid under the door. Amara quickly picked it up. She unfolded it. The message read, don't trust the man at the front desk. She looked at the paper again. Who sent it? Who was trying to help her? Suddenly, she heard a small mechanical sound. She looked up. A security camera was hanging above the wall. It was facing the wall. Then, very slowly, the camera turned. It stopped. It was now pointing direct at her. A tiny red light started blinking. Someone was watching. Amara stepped backward. Fear filled her heart. Then everything went dark. The light in the room suddenly went off. The whole hotel became silent. Only flash at lighting from outside entered through the window. Every flash light up the room for 1 second, then darkness again. Amara held the diary tight against her chest. She whispered, please God, help me. A few seconds later, the light came back. She looked down. The diary was gone. She searched the bed. Nothing. She searched the floor. Nothing. The diary had disappeared. Then a slow cracking sound came from the wardrobe. Crack. One door slowly opened by itself. Amara stood still. She did not want to go closer, but she had no choice. She walked towards it. Inside, she saw an old black coat hanging quietly. Below it was the missing diary. She slowly picked it up. As she opened it, another photograph fell onto the floor. She picked it up. Her hand started shaking. The photograph showed the hotel lobby. Many people were standing there. Then she looked carefully. Standing among them was herself. She stared at the picture in disbelief. I have never been here before. So how is this possible? Before she could think again, three loud knocks echoed through the door. Knock, 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 knock. The room became silent. Nobody called her name. Nobody spoke. Only those three knocks. Amara slowly turned towards the door. Her breathing became heavier. She knew whatever was outside was waiting for her. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on your notification bell in case I drop the next episode, so you'll be the first person to come and watch. And comment where you're watching from. Bye bye. I love you all. Bye.